The planet was dying, not by fire, not by war, but by silence. Outpost 46 sat alone on the edge of a red desert. Once it was a busy human colony, full of laughter, machines, and life. Now it was broken, empty, forgotten. Lieutenant Arya Cole stood at the edge of the command tower, staring into the sky. The stars were cold tonight. No ships, no messages, no rescue, only silence. "It's been 43 days, she said softly. Behind her, Corporal Hadi looked up from a cracked console. "No signals, no replies. The galaxy, they left us." The attack came without warning. Unknown alien ships surrounded the planet. They cut off the satellites, crushed defense grids, smashed landing bays. Within hours, most of the colony was in flames. Everyone who could ran, the rich, the officers, even the ambassador from Earth, but not Arya, and not her team. She stayed behind to protect the wounded. Now only 26 people remained in Outpost 46. No food convoys, no ammo drops, no help. Just a broken base, low power, and enemies waiting in the shadows. Inside the med bay, the smell of blood and smoke filled the air. Sergeant Marco groaned in pain, his leg wrapped in old bandages. "Will Earth come, Lieutenant?" he asked. Arya didn't lie. "I don't know." The power flickered. Lights dimmed again. "We have 9% power left," said Hadi. "If the generators go, life support dies with it." Arya didn't flinch. "Then we fix it. We're not dead yet." But deep inside, she wondered, why hasn't Earth answered? In the control room, an old machine beeped. It was the long-range distress beacon. She walked over to it. The green light blinked, then turned red. "Failed again," she whispered. She pressed the button again anyway. A message shot into space. "This is Lieutenant Arya Cole of Outpost 46. We are under siege. We have wounded. We are running out of time. Please, anyone, respond." The signal vanished into the void. Arya sat back in silence. At the outer wall, 2 soldiers stood guard, Rika and Yao. They didn't speak much. Not anymore. They just watched the dunes. Then they saw it. Movement, 5 shapes. Tall, thin, fast, the aliens, the same ones who attacked before. Sharp limbs, black skin, no eyes, no words, only death. Yao raised his rifle. Rika whispered, "Not yet. Wait!" But the creatures rushed forward. "They're breaching the outer gate," sirens screamed. The outpost shook. Arya grabbed her helmet and sprinted to the wall. The battle was chaos. Bullets tore through metal. Explosions lit up the dark. Arya fired her rifle again and again, trying to protect the entrance. She heard screams. Then silence. Yao fell. 2 more followed. The creatures moved like smoke. In and out. Silent. Deadly. Inside the base, Hadi activated the fallback barrier. Steel doors slammed shut. The aliens couldn't get through for now, but Arya knew they'd return, and next time, the barrier wouldn't hold. Hours passed. The med bay was full. The armory was almost empty. Arya walked into the command room again, alone. She looked at the old beacon machine, still red, still dead. Her hand trembled. She hit the send button one last time. "This is Arya Cole, Outpost 46. Please, Earth, if you hear me, don't let us die here." She sat in silence. Then, a sound. Beep. She blinked. The light turned, green. Hadi ran in, eyes wide. "Commander, someone heard us." She stood up. Fast. "Who?" "Who answered?" He stared at the screen. There was no ID, no name, just a single message. Signal received. Earth remembers. Outside, the stars were still, but far, far away. A machine deep in Earth's moon began to glow, and from a hidden dock under Neptune's shadow, a ship awoke. Its name, Valor 1. Its mission, bring the forgotten home. The message was real. Earth had heard them. For the first time in weeks, hope returned. To Outpost 46, but hope was not enough. "Are you sure it was Earth?" Arya asked, staring at the screen. Hadi nodded, eyes still wide. "It came through the emergency Earthcom frequency. That line hasn't been used in 10 years. The message was short. Signal received. Earth remembers. But it meant everything. The soldiers gathered in silence. Some cried, some laughed. But deep down, they all wondered the same thing. Would Earth come in time? The outpost was falling apart. Power systems kept shutting down. Water purifiers stopped working. The backup food supply was almost gone. And outside, the aliens were getting closer. They weren't attacking full force, but they were watching, waiting. At night, their shadows moved just beyond the fences. Clicking sounds echoed through the halls. Sometimes metal doors would slam without warning. One soldier swore he saw a long claw dragging across the glass. Fear spread like fire. Arya didn't sleep. She stayed in the command tower, watching the stars. Her fingers rested on her old dog tag. On the back, a simple line was engraved, "Leave no one behind." She had almost given up on that promise, almost. In the med bay, Sergeant Marco coughed hard. His wound had gotten worse. "Arya," he said weakly, "I had a dream. I saw fire in the sky. Ships, hundreds of them." She forced a smile. That dream might come true, Marco, but even as she said it, part of her didn't believe it. What if Earth was too far? What if the Council stopped them? What if Earth had changed? 2 hours later, the perimeter alarm screamed. The creatures were back. Rika and 2 engineers were near the south gate when the wall exploded. Black figures poured in like shadows. Arya grabbed her rifle. "Hold the line!" She ran through smoke and fire. The hallway lights flickered. Screams filled the air. Inside the corridor, one alien leapt at a wounded soldier. Before it could strike, a bullet tore through its head. Arya stood at the far end of the hall, rifle still smoking. "I said not today." She kept firing. 1, 2. 3 more dropped. The creatures fell back, but not in fear. In strategy, they were learning, watching, planning. That scared Arya more than anything. Back in the control room, Hadi worked fast. He replayed the message. Earth remembers. He enhanced the signal and saw something new. Coordinates, not Earth, not Mars. It was a location near Neptune. "They're not coming from Earth," he whispered. "They're coming from somewhere else." He zoomed in. It was a hidden launch dock. One not shown on any public maps. A black site. Secret, military, old Earth tech. That meant only one thing. A rogue fleet. Somewhere in deep space. Admiral Juno Ward stood aboard her ship, Valor 1. She looked at the holo map, pointing at Outpost 46. "This is where they die, or where we rise." Beside her, the AI Raven 7 activated. Its voice was cold, calm. "Alien fleet strength, overwhelming, success chance 12%. Juno smiled. "Then we fight like humans. We fight angry. The Armada powered." Up, back on the planet, things got worse. The wounded were many. Ammo was low. The fences had holes. And in the night, something terrible happened. They took someone. Private Yao was gone. His bunk was empty. No blood, no noise. Just one thing left behind. A message scratched into the wall. "They learn. They adapt. They want. The humans alive." Arya stared at it for a long time. Alive? Why? Suddenly, it hit her. "They're not just attacking. They're studying us." The creatures didn't want to kill them fast. They wanted to understand them, and that was worse. She turned to Hadi. "Send one more signal. This time make it loud. Let Earth know we won't last long." What should I say? Hadi asked. Arya looked at the stars, her face set like stone. Tell them, the fire is still burning, but it won't last forever. In space, Valor 1 received the message. Juno stared at the screen. Prepare jump, she said. Raven 7 replied, fleet status ready, mission, retribution. And as the engines glowed, Juno whispered, hold on, Outpost 46, Earth is coming. Deep in the shadow of Neptune, the silence of space was broken. Engines roared to life, metal giants woke from sleep. The forgotten fleet, Earth's secret armada, was no longer sleeping. They were preparing for war. Admiral Juno Ward stood on the bridge of Valor 1. The ship's steel floors vibrated under her boots. Massive screens showed the fleet coming online one by one. 30 ships, old, powerful, hidden for years, now ready. All systems green, Raven 7 said. Then set course, Juno replied. Destination Outpost 46. She turned to her. Crew, men and women trained in silence, forged in secret. We were told to stay out of the war. We were told Earth is too peaceful now. She paused. But our people are dying. Forgotten. Left behind. Her voice became steel. We will remind the galaxy who we are. Outpost 46 was barely holding on. Arya stared at the broken wall. The last attack had ripped through the south sector. Only 17 soldiers remained now. The rest were dead. Or missing. Every hour, the creatures grew smarter. They attacked in new ways. Silent, strategic, surgical. Hadi tapped the old radar console. Still no visuals, but there's something. Something, Arya asked. He nodded slowly. Gravity, shift, small waves like something big is coming. She stared at the screen. Let's hope it's not another enemy. But in her heart, she hoped. Maybe Earth was finally moving. Back in space, the fleet passed Jupiter's orbit. Inside Valor 1, Captain Rourke looked at the weapon systems. Still running on old tech, he said. Are we really ready for this? Juno didn't look away from the stars. We were built for this. In the dark corners of the galaxy, alien warlords watched the human fleet move. Impossible, said one. Earth's fleet was disbanded. That fleet, said another, was a ghost story. But now, the ghost was real, and it was angry. Meanwhile, at Outpost 46, Arya walked through the halls, checking on every soldier. Marco lay in the med bay, barely conscious. Rika sat near the armory, cleaning her weapon in silence. Every face was tired, pale, wounded. They're scared, Hadi whispered. We all are. Good, Arya said. Fear means we're still human. She stopped in front of a cracked window and looked at the sky. Still nothing. Come on, Earth, come on. Suddenly, the lights flickered, but this time, it wasn't a power failure. It was interference. Then came the sound, a soft, low hum. Then, louder, and then, boom! The sky outside turned blue with light, fire, engines, shadows of massive ships entered the upper atmosphere. Hadi's voice shook as he spoke. Ma'am, something's entering orbit. Arya ran to the command post. The radar was full of signals, human signals. The screen lit up with a message. Fleet incoming. Call sign. Vengeance. Stand by. Help has arrived. Outside, the clouds split open. 30 warships cut through the sky like blades of fire. The largest one, the Valor 1, led the charge. Admiral Juno looked at the surface of the dying outpost. They held on this long. Let's give them a reason. At the same time, alien ships hiding in orbit powered up their weapons. The creatures had been watching Earth's fleet too. Now they moved to intercept. A battle was coming. Inside Outpost 46, Arya looked at the soldiers. We're not dead yet. Then what do we do now? Hadi asked. She smiled for the first time in days. Now, we fight back. As Earth's fleet entered combat formation, a new signal reached Aria's console. Direct message, Juno's voice. Lieutenant Aria Cole, this is Admiral Juno Ward of Earth's 13th Armada. We are here. We do not leave our own behind. Aria closed her eyes, then whispered, "Welcome to the fight." But deep beneath the surface, something else had awakened. A deeper danger, a larger enemy. The creatures were just the beginning, and now, with Earth involved, the real war was about to begin. The sky was on fire. Earth's fleet had arrived. 30 warships, heavy destroyers, carriers, fighters, all flying under one forgotten flag, the human flag. The people of Outpost 46 stood on the broken ground, looking up in silence. For the first time in weeks, they were not alone. Inside Valor 1, Admiral Juno. Ward stared at the battlefield. Alien ships had come to stop them. Fast, agile, insect-like craft swarming like locusts. "Raven 7, she said. "Launch all fighters. Create a wall between us and that outpost." "Command confirmed," said the AI. Hatches opened. Hundreds of Earth fighters dropped like fireflies through the clouds. On the ground, Aria held her rifle tight. Her body trembled, not from fear but from shock. They came. Earth came back for them. Hadi stood next to her, eyes wide. "We're watching history," he whispered. "No," Aria replied. "We're surviving history." The alien response was fast and brutal. From deep underground, the enemy launched strange ships, made of bone, metal, and something alive. They twisted and flew like birds with rage. Up above, Earth's fighters clashed with them in the upper sky. Laser. Fire painted the clouds red and gold. Inside Outpost 46, alarms went off again. Breach in Sector C. A new wave of creatures had entered through underground tunnels. They weren't just mindless beasts now. They carried weapons. They had armor. They were evolving. Rika and 3 soldiers ran to block the tunnel entrance. Blasts echoed through the concrete halls. The creatures moved fast. Too fast. One soldier screamed as something stabbed his leg with a tail. "Hold the line!" Rika shouted. She threw a grenade down the tunnel and slammed the blast door shut. The explosion shook the outpost. "We can't keep doing this," she said, blood running down her arm. "We won't have to," Aria said, "if that fleet wins up there." Above the planet, Admiral Juno watched Earth's fighters getting overwhelmed. The enemy ships were more agile, but humans had something the aliens didn't. Experience. Fighter pilots used old tricks, bait, traps, sudden dives. They flew like predators. "Bring in the capital ship weapons," Juno ordered. "Let's clean the sky." From Valor 1, massive cannons turned and locked onto enemy clusters. Then, fire. Beams of pure energy cut through the clouds, destroying entire formations. 2. Alien cruisers exploded like suns. Back in orbit, one alien warlord screamed. "They fight like they want to die." "No," another said. "They fight like they want revenge." Down below, Aria and Hadi activated the outpost's old railguns. "They've been offline for years," Hadi said. "Well," Aria smiled, "it's a good day to try." The cannons roared to life, shaking the base. And as Earth's fleet held the sky, the soldiers of Outpost 46 fought back on the ground. But victory came at a price. 4 fighters were shot down. 1 Earth corvette was crippled, and inside the outpost, they found something terrifying. Deep in the lower tunnels, Marco and a scout team discovered an alien pod. It pulsed with green light. "What is it?" Marco asked. Hadi scanned it. "It's a beacon, a call signal. It's been sending data for weeks." Aria's face turned cold. "To who?" Hadi didn't want to say it, but he had to. "To something bigger." Back on Valor 1, Raven 7 decoded the last enemy transmission. "Warning! Backup arriving!" Hive ship inbound, planet scale. Admiral Juno's jaw tightened. The real enemy is coming. That night, after hours of fighting, Earth held the sky. Outpost 46 still stood. But everyone knew. This was just the beginning. Arya stood on the rooftop, looking at the stars. Juno's voice came through the comms. Tomorrow we strike back. Earth didn't come all this way just to survive. We came to end this, Arya whispered, half to herself. Then, let's make them pay. The ground shook, not from bombs, not from battle, but from something waking up beneath the planet, something old, something huge, something angry. Outpost 46 sat quiet after the long night. Wounded soldiers rested. Weapons were reloaded. Earth's fighters flew in low circles above, watching for more attacks. Arya stood near the edge of the outpost wall, looking into the distance. Black smoke still floated across the sky. Suddenly, the ground trembled beneath her boots. Was that an earthquake? Hadi asked. No, Arya said. That felt like movement. Deep, heavy, like a mountain was walking. Back in orbit on Valor 1, Admiral Juno stood on the bridge. Her ship's AI, Raven 7, was tracking something unusual. Admiral, it said, a large mass is rising from beneath the planet's surface. What kind of mass? Juno asked. Unknown. Size. Equivalent to a small moon. The crew stared at the screen. A massive heat signature was rising from under the crust. It's not just an army, Juno whispered. It's a hive ship. Thousands of kilometers away in a forgotten crater, the land split open, a hole black and steaming cracked the earth. Then, steel, bone, flesh. A living ship, a beast the size of a city. The hive ship was waking. Its body was shaped like a centipede, with wings. It crawled up through the earth, shedding fire and ash. Its eyes, glowing orbs across its sides, opened one by one, and it roared, a sound that echoed across the planet. Inside Outpost 46, alarms screamed. Incoming object, planet surface breach. Arya ran to the tower, followed by Hadi and Rika. They reached the observation deck and saw it. Is that a ship? Rika asked. It's alive, Arya said, and it's coming this way. The hive ship slowly lifted off the ground, supported by thrusters and strange wings made of muscle and steel. It wasn't flying, it was hunting. Back on Valor 1, Juno didn't hesitate. Launch all long-range missiles. Bring every cruiser in formation. Admiral, her second-in-command warned, we don't know what it can do yet. Juno's eyes stayed on the screen. Then let's find out before it finds us. The sky turned dark. The hive ship passed through the clouds, bringing thunder and fire with it. It didn't just fly. It commanded the air. Earth's fighters attacked it from all sides. Rockets, lasers, torpedoes. Some hit. Most bounced off. The hive ship released a wave of energy that fried 3 Earth ships instantly. EMP burst, Raven 7 said. Shield systems down for 12 seconds. Those 12 seconds were enough. 2 alien cruisers hidden behind the hive ship jumped forward and opened fire. One Earth destroyer, Valor 3, took a direct hit and exploded. On the ground, Arya watched helplessly. They're too high. We can't help them from here, she said. But then she had an idea. What if we force it to come lower? Hadi blinked. How? We still have the seismic charges, right? Rika smiled. You're insane. Good, Arya said. Let's get started. The plan was risky. They placed the old charges deep into the tunnels, near the creature's last path. If they timed it right, the hive ship would be pulled back down by its own weight. Trigger in 10 seconds, Hadi said. Hold. Arya whispered. Now! Boom! The charges exploded. The tunnels collapsed. A chain reaction of shock waves hit the hive ship from below. It dipped, just enough. Earth's fleet noticed instantly. Juno pointed at the screen. "It's vulnerable. Aim for the joints along the spine." The cannons opened fire. Dozens of blasts hit the hive ship's lower plates. It screeched in pain. For the first time, it bled. Black smoke poured from its side. The beast stumbled in the sky, but it wasn't done. It turned sharply toward Valor 1. "Brace for impact!" Juno shouted. The hive ship launched a massive spike from its body, like a harpoon. It flew straight toward Earth's flagship. At the last second, a smaller Earth ship, Valor 9, moved into its path. The harpoon hit Valor 9, and the Brave ship exploded. Everyone on the bridge watched in silence. "We can't win like this," Juno said. "Not head on." "Then what do we do?" her officer asked. Juno looked at the map. The hive ship had one weakness: its power source, buried deep inside its living body. She made a decision. "We go inside." The hive ship floated above the broken land like a storm cloud made of metal and bone. Its body stretched across the sky. Its roar made the wind shake. Its weapons had already destroyed 2 Earth ships. Now it was heading straight for Valor 1. Inside Earth's flagship, Admiral Juno stood firm. "We can't beat it from the outside," she said. "We go inside, find the core, destroy it from within." Her officers looked at her, shocked. "You want to enter that thing?" one asked. "Yes," Juno said. "We're not waiting for it to kill us one by one." The mission was clear. Small team would fly into the hive ship through a wound made by the fleet. Their target, the energy core, its heart. Destroy that, and the beast would fall. Juno's special ops unit was called in, and Arya, Hadi, and Rika were selected to join them. "We've been fighting this thing from the ground," Arya said. "Now we finish it in the sky." The team flew in a stealth dropship, Black Echo, fast, silent, designed for deep infiltration. The hive ship was moving slowly now, wounded, confused. Earth's fleet kept it busy with attacks on the outer plates. The dropship slipped into the torn section near the hive ship's underbelly. Darkness swallowed them. Inside the hive ship, there were no lights, only the soft glow of red veins running along the walls. It was alive, and it hated them. "It's like flying into the stomach of a monster," Hadi whispered. "Just don't touch anything," Rika muttered. The ship landed inside a large chamber. It looked like a breathing cave. Wet walls, strange air, the smell of blood and metal. The team disembarked, weapons ready. "Move fast," Arya said. "In and out." They walked through twisted tunnels, guided by the scanners. The deeper they went, the louder the heartbeat became. Boom, boom, boom. It wasn't a sound. It was a warning. Suddenly, creatures dropped from the ceiling. Guardians, half machine, half flesh, fast, vicious, deadly. One soldier screamed as claws tore into his armor. The team fired back, lasers and railguns lighting up the chamber. "Keep moving!" Arya shouted. "They're protecting the core!" 2 more soldiers fell. Rika planted a mine and blew the tunnel behind them. Now there was only one way forward, through the heart. They reached a large chamber glowing blue. In. The center was the core, a pulsing orb wrapped in bone and crystal. It looked like a brain, breathing slowly. "That's it," Hadi said. "That's what keeps this thing alive." Arya placed the charges. "How long?" Rika asked. 5 minutes, Arya replied. "Plenty of time, if we're lucky." Suddenly, a loud shriek echoed through the chamber. From the walls, the hive ship formed a creature. It wasn't like the others. It was taller, smarter, faster, a sentient guardian. Its body shimmered with armor. Its eyes glowed red. It stepped between them and the way out. "Split up!" Arya yelled. The battle was chaos. Laser fire bounced off the Guardian's shield. Rika was thrown into a wall. Hadi shot a cable into the ceiling and swung over, landing. Behind the Guardian, he fired 3 shots into its back. It screamed and turned. But that was enough. Arya pulled out her combat knife, charged with plasma, and stabbed it in the chest. The Guardian fell, shaking the chamber with its weight. Charges! Ready, Hadi shouted. Timer set. 3 minutes. We're out of time, Arya said. Let's go. They ran through the tunnels, alarms blaring inside the beast. The hive ship was in pain. It was closing tunnels, collapsing walls, trying to trap them, one path shut in front of them. We'll never make it out that way, Rika gasped. There's another way, Hadi said. Up. They climbed through a vertical tunnel, slick with liquid and moving flesh. The hive ship shook violently. The team reached an opening, fired grappling hooks, and launched themselves out into open air. Behind them, the chamber exploded in blue. Fire. The hive ship let out a scream louder than any weapon. And then it began to fall. From Valor 1, Admiral Juno watched it happen. The hive ship cracked in half. Its pieces burned as they crashed toward the ground. The sky cleared, silence returned, and then cheers across every channel. Earth had won. Back on the ground, Arya landed hard in a crash field. She coughed, covered in dirt. Then she laughed. We did it, she said. We actually did it. Hadi limped over, grinning. Next time, remind me never to follow you. Next time? Arya smiled. We just made history, but the story wasn't over yet. As they looked to the horizon, a signal crackled on the comms. A message, unknown origin. It was repeating one word. Awaken. Arya. And Hadi exchanged a look. We may have killed the hive, Arya said. But something bigger just woke up, Hadi finished. The hive ship was gone. Broken. Burning. Its body crashed across the land like a dying god. The war seemed over, but peace did not come. Instead, a strange signal echoed across the system, a signal Earth didn't understand. One word, spoken in thousands of frequencies. Awaken. In orbit, Valor 1 floated quietly. Damage still covered its sides. But the crew stood ready. Admiral Juno watched the deep space scanners. Her eyes were heavy from the fight, but she didn't rest, because the signal hadn't stopped. It's not from the hive, her AI, Raven 7, said. Then what is it? She asked. Raven's voice became sharp. Something ancient, older than the hive, something beneath the system. On the surface, Arya sat with Hadi and Rika. They were covered in dust and wounds, but alive. They had won. But victory didn't feel right. You hear it too? Hadi asked. The signal buzzed in their comms. A soft whisper, repeating endlessly. Yeah, Arya said. It's a warning. At Earth Command, top scientists and military leaders decoded the message. What they found chilled everyone. The hive ship was not the main threat. It was just a guard dog. Sleeping in this system was something older. A weapon from a lost age, buried under the dead moon of Lorak 3. Something left behind by the First War. A war before the hive, before Earth even had space travel. Admiral Juno made the call. Prepare Earth's Armada, every ship, every fighter. We're going to Lorak 3. Within 6 hours, 120 ships moved together. The biggest Armada Earth had ever launched. Outpost 46 sent what little help it could. Arya, Hadi, and Rika joined a new special operations team on board Valor 1. They had one goal, find the source of the signal and stop it, before it reached others, before it woke up something worse. As the fleet entered orbit around Lorak 3, they saw it. The surface cracked like old skin, and deep inside, something pulsed. A machine, or a god. No one knew. It had been waiting. How do we stop this? Rika asked. Same way we always do, Arya replied. Go in, blow it up, pray we live. Juno gave the final command. Drop teams, move! If this is the last fire Earth ever lights, make it count. The drop pods burned through the atmosphere. Arya's team landed hard just outside a glowing canyon. Inside the cracks, the machine breathed. It was huge, like a city built inside a mountain. It had no face, only endless gears and lights. A voice echoed inside their helmets. Not the signal. A real voice. You were not meant to come here, it said. Who are you? Arya asked. We were the first. We made the hive. We made the war. Now we are the last. The machine activated slowly. Earth's fleet began bombing the surface to delay its rise, but they were too late. The core rose from the ground. Black towers reached into the sky. They were building something. A gate, a way to call others. Worse things, the true enemy. We destroy the gate, Arya said. Even if it kills us. They fought through defense drones, flying mines, living wires. One by one, soldiers fell. Hadi was injured. Rika nearly crushed under falling rock, but they reached the main tower. Arya planted the bomb, Earth's strongest antimatter core. Timer. 60 seconds. Suddenly the machine's voice returned. You destroy this. You doom yourself. We already did that, Arya whispered. Now we burn with you. She pressed the button. The explosion shattered the mountain. A light brighter than any sun rose from Lorak 3. Ships in orbit were nearly blinded. But then, silence, no signal, no machine, just dust and stars. 3 days later, a rescue ship found. Arya, she was half buried in rock, bleeding, barely alive, but smiling. Is it done? She asked. Yeah, the medic said. You saved all of us. Admiral Juno stood before the fleet, speaking to every colony, every world. They abandoned the outpost. They thought it had no value, but that outpost lit the sky. It reminded the galaxy. Humanity doesn't run. We rise. The war is over, but Earth's name will never be forgotten. Not in the stars, not by the machines, not by the hive, and definitely not by those who watched. The sky light up in fire and said, they came for nothing, and Earth gave them hell.